Right guys, welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be building an aeroplane which looks like this. It sort of looks like a dog, like a dog's face on the front of it. So we're going to call it a dog plane. So before we start building, the dimensions of this aeroplane, dog plane, whichever one you want to call it, is 35 blocks wide and is 45 blocks long. So if you add 3 or 4 blocks either side of that, then that way it won't collide with your other buildings and stuff that you've built. Now moving into step 1, which is building the base of our plane. I'm using the city texture pack for this, so it will look a little bit different if you're not using a texture pack. But we're going to start. The materials you need for step 1 is a block of quartz, black wool, item frame and fence. And then you want to start by getting like the very bottom of the plane, so you want to get the wheels. So if we put fence there and then you build it up 3 blocks, so that's 2 and then 3. And then you want to get black wool either side, stick an item frame either side, and then stick a block of quartz inside there, not there, right there. Then that makes it look a little bit more like wheels. Hi sheep. And then what you want to do is for the front of the plane, so coming this way, we want to go forward 7 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then for the middle of the plane, we want to go 17 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then we want to place our rear wheels. So same again for the wheels, black wool either side. Then item frame, and then the block of quartz in there. These materials are the ones I've used. You can use any material you want. You can go as creative as you can with this. Then to get to the back of the plane, you need to go 15 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And then that is the base of the aeroplane complete. Now for step 2, we need to build up the floor. So to build the floor for this aeroplane, start at the front. We're going to want to go 1 row just above the fence and the first row of the block of quartz, all the way to the back. And that is actually really lucky that we placed it there. I didn't count the blocks, but we're going to be fine. We're going to have a gap of 1 block in between the plane we're building now and one that I've already built. And if we quickly go over here before we continue with the floor, I've sort of done a step by step because I've built the first plane, which is over here in the corner. And there in the background you can see my first tutorial on how to build the minecart railroad that's automatic. This is the first plane I ever built, and then I completely forgot how I built it, so I actually went back and built an entire step by step. And then there's the finished product over there. And then just to make sure that I had everything noted down properly for this tutorial, I built another one, which is the one behind the one we're building now. So to continue with the floor, once you've got your second row of quartz blocks on top of the first row, you just want to extend it by 2 either side, and then go all the way from the back to the front of the plane. So that's the first row done. Now onto the second row. Then we switch to the other side of the centre and do exactly the same thing. And then that is the floor to our aeroplane built, and it should look like this. And that's the end of step number 2. Right, so step number 3 is building the sides of the plane and the rear wing. And the only material you need for this step as well is the block of quartz. Right, so you're going to want to start this step by expanding the sides to 7 blocks, but without filling it in. You want to go 2 blocks high, and you want it diagonal off the floor. So we put 1 block on the corner, and then 1 across. and then one on top of that, and then we go all the way from the back to the front on both sides. And then for the top row this side, and then switch to the other side and do exactly the same thing. Right, that's the sides of the plane complete, and now come to the back of the aeroplane again, and you want to just fill in this back row. And then what you want to do is, above the floor, you just want to add 6 blocks so that it's like that, so that it comes out a little bit. Right, and then for the rear wing, you just want to add another 2 rows on top of this. So there's 1 row, and there's the second. And then on these blocks that we've just added for the height, you want to go 7 blocks out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do the same for the top. Then you want to go and do it the other side. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then do it for the top row as well. Right, and then this wing is going to be 3 blocks wide or long. And it's going to shorten for every row, so it's going to look like that. So if we fill it in, come all the way along, and stop 1 block before, then do the same for the top row, and then stop 1 before again, and fill in the top row, and then your wing should look like that, where it goes in 1 for every row of blocks. And then diagonally inwards, after you've built the rear wing, you're going to want to come diagonal, so 1 to the left on this bottom block here, and you want to extend this both sides to the front of the plane. And then do exactly the same for the other side. And that is the end of step number 3. Right, so step number 4 is adding the roof of the aeroplane and the rear engine. So for this you're going to need the block of quartz, and you're going to need black wool. And then from the 2 rows we built in the last step, you're going to want to go 1 block up diagonally again, and just fill out the whole roof. And fill it out for every single one. And then that'll be our 3 block wide roof. And it should look like this. And then once you've got your roof in place, you're going to want to put your rear engine. So you come to the back of the plane on top of the rear wings, and then you want to go on the roof, so the 3 blocks, then you want to come out 7, so that's the first block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that it comes onto 4 of the blocks for the roof. And then you're going to want to fill out the bottom, and then make it 3 blocks high, filling it all out. But you want to miss the first block in the middle, and then build up and over it. Fill the rest of this out. And then stick your black wool in the front so that it sort of looks like an engine. And then to finish off the roof, you're going to want to get the block of quartz out again, and from the centre underneath the black wool, just do 1 row all the way to the front of the plane. And once your roof is finished, that's the end of step number 4. Right, and step number 5 is doing the fin, if that's what you call it, the thing that sits on top of the engine at the back, and the 2 front wings and the rest of the wheels. So for this step you're going to need the block of quartz, the black wall, fence again, and also the item frame for the wheels. And to make the fin on top of the engine, all you want to do is just keep going across in rows, but come in one block short every row in height until you eventually get to the top. So 3, 2 and then 1, and that's the fin for the back of the plane. And then for the wings, you need to get to the back. Don't include these 6 blocks, start from this block and count 14 in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and just place a block there, and then it's going to be 5 blocks wide, so the middle block for the wing should be directly above the wheels. And then for the back, the rear end of the front wings, you're going to want to come 14 blocks out, so that's the first one. So we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then the same as the rear wings, you want to keep coming out until it's 1 short. So your wings should look like that. And then you just want to double it above. And then do this for every block on the wing. And then do the last row. Right, and that's our first wing. And then do exactly the same over the other side. So we're not going to go from the back because we know where to do it. So we go 1 in the middle, then 2 either side. Make sure the middle one's directly above the wheel. And then come 14 out, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then bring these ones out so that each time it's 1 block shorter than the first one. So that'll be 13, this one will be 12, this one 11, and the front of the wing will be 10 blocks. And then just fill it out again. And then that's both the wings done. And then for the wheels at the back, they need to be bigger. So first you stick the engines in, so you go 3 blocks in from the front part of the wing. So 1, 2, 3, place a block there, bring it down and along and then back up, so that it's 3 blocks wide. And then come to the back and you want to come 3 blocks out, make sure that it's 1 block away from the end. So 1, 2, 3 and then 3 again, then start on that block, 2 more there, leaving the front block open. Stick the black wall in to make it look more like an engine. Then do exactly the same on the other side, so 1, 2, 3, and then bring it down 2, along 2, and then join it back up to the wing. Then put it 1, 2, 3 on them 3 rows, and then up here start on 1 back from the front. Then come around to the front and add your black wall so that there's engines. And now for the final set of wheels, you want to come 3 blocks away from the engine, so 1, 2, 3, then move 1 in, then place your first fence and do it 3 along, then bring it down to the floor. And then put 6 wheels, so 3 either side, 4, 5, 6, and then you want to get an item frame on each of them. Hi sheep. And then a block of quartz in there. Then do the same for these wheels. and then move to the other side and do exactly the same thing. So from the engine you go 1, 2 on the third, place your fences down and then bring them down to the ground. Not that way. 1, 2, 3, and then on the ground. Then place your black wall down. Don't forget, you don't have to use these materials, you can use whatever ones you want. Then stick the quartz in there, and then come around to here and put the item frames down. Then the blocks of quartz and make them look more like wheels. So that was step number 5. Now we're on to step number 6, and we're actually pretty much done with this. But now we're going to be building the front of the plane and the cockpit. So the materials we need for this step are, you need glass, not the glass pane, you want normal square blocks of glass. You're going to want that famous block of quartz again. And black wool. And then you're going to want an item frame, some web, a lever, and some birchwood stairs. Right, and then once you've got all of your materials, you're going to start with a block of quartz and come one out from the bottom single row of blocks. And then build it up by 2 more. And then bring these out so that off the front of your plane you've got 3 blocks. And then do the same for here and there. So you've got 2 blocks spare either side. So that it's like 9 blocks on top of the single block at the bottom. And then to add your little dog face, like the smile, mouth or whatever it is, you want to add black wool at the front for the bottom, for the 5 blocks, excluding this one at the top in the middle. And then all you want to do is remove these 2 corner blocks, so on the side of your plane, the bottom one, and again. And then coming inside of the plane, you want to add 1 row with the block of quartz, and then you want to do another row inside. And then you want to get your glass and fill out the front part. And then you just want to fill in above the glass and move these 4 blocks on the top so that it goes 1 back. And that's your cool little dog face on the front of your aeroplane. And then moving on to building the inside of the plane, 1 block in front of your wheels, so the block to the left, or if you're on the other side, then the block to the right. You want to come up to this part and knock these 2 blocks out, and you want to grab yourself a wooden door, and then put the door there, so that's the entrance to your plane. And then you're going to need some stairs leading up to it, so put some stairs there. Then grab some blocks of quartz, build that one up too, so it's 3, 2, 1, and then come back to your birchwood stairs, and that's the stairs complete. And then just remove these blocks, and then now if we get out of fly mode, we can walk up the stairs into our aeroplane. And then behind the door you want to make a little wall with the block of quartz or your block of choice. And then don't forget to leave 2 in the middle for the door. Put your door in there. And then coming into the cockpit, you're going to want to put an item frame either side. Stick some web in there so it's like a steering wheel sort of things. I can't make joysticks. And then put some levers there for controlling the flight, and maybe 1 above. So you're going to need to fill this in. And then stick a lever up there. That's going to be like the altitude and all the other flying things. I don't really know. And then you're going to want to put your seats in. And that's your little cockpit area done. And that is also step number 6 done. Right, and when you've done your cockpit, you're going to want to add the bathroom. You go to the back of the plane, you knock out 1 row from the rear, which was part of your wing. And then you want to stick some glowstone up in the corners. And get your block of quartz again and make the wall so your bathroom has 2 blocks of floor space. And then finish off the wall. And grab yourself a wooden door. And then moving into the bathroom, what you're going to need is you're going to need a cauldron. And a water bucket. And then you guys need some birchwood stairs. You're going to need a lever and a pressure plate. I like to go with the one that looks like stone. Then you're going to need an item frame. And you're going to need a pillar quartz block. So you come into the bathroom, you've got your glowstone in either corner. You want to stick your cauldron down. Put your lever there, face it downwards, add your water bucket. There you go, there's your little sink. Then on the other side, you get your birchwood stairs, place them at the top of the first block on the wall. And then that's going to make your little toilet. Put the pressure plate on, there's your toilet lid. And then you're going to want to put a lever, that's going to be your like flushing system. And then an item frame with a pillar quartz block, and press your left trigger if you're on Xbox One to twist the pillar quartz block around. That's going to be your toilet paper, and that's the bathroom done. And then step number 8, which is the final step of this tutorial, which is going to complete the rest of the plane. The materials you're going to need for this are glowstone, birchwood stairs, and glass. That's all you need for this step. You've got all your doors on your plane, you've got all the walls and everything. So you start in front of the bathroom, stick glowstone in either corner, and then you count 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On block number 6, place another glowstone. Do the same for both sides. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on block number 6, place the glowstone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6. And do this until you get to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the glowstone you need. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 2 lots of glowstone on either side, which completes all of the lighting. Then we're going to add the windows next. So you come outside of the plane, and right next to the door, stick some glass down. And then for every other block, do exactly the same with the glass. Right, so after you've filled in all of the windows for every other block in front of the wing, go behind the wing, and then you want to do 3 more. And you could do 4, but if you did 4, then there would be pointless windows behind seats. So no one would actually be able to see out of the windows. So put 3 every other block, 1 block behind. And then just do exactly the same thing for the other side. And you're not going to need windows for the cockpit because they've already got their window, which is out at the front. You could add some if you wanted to. And then the final part of this tutorial on how to build the plane is getting your seating. So you go 1 block away from the bathroom, and you leave a gap in the middle for a walkway, and then that way people sitting down can see out of their window. So we continue it all the way to the front, and if you've done it correctly, I apologise if you haven't, if it was too hard to understand, but if you have done it correctly, when you get to the door, you should be left with enough of a gap for people to walk on and off of the plane. So I think there's 1 more, and that is perfect. People have a 2-block walkway. So we go back into walk mode, go up the stairs into the plane. People can walk all the way to the back where the bathroom is. People have enough walking space in the bathroom. And then all the way to the front, the captain and the pilot can get into the cockpit. So if we go outside, shut the door, that was the interior view. Now this is the exterior view of what we've just built. If you followed the tutorial correctly, if it wasn't too hard to follow, this should be your end product. Ignore the plane behind it. And it should be symmetrical either side. And then you've got your 3 engines, you've got your wheels, you've got your dog face. And that is everything in place. That is the end of this tutorial, guys. That is how to build a dog looking aeroplane on Minecraft. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you liked the build. If you did, leaving the likes always appreciated. Leave a comment and let me know if there's anything you want to see me build, like you want to be taught how to build. And if you're new to the channel, then subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching.